Have you ever been told to stop eating meat to protect your kidneys? Maybe it was a doctor, a well-meaning friend, or something you read online. You looked at your plate, pushed away the chicken or the steak, and thought, this is what I have to do to stay healthy. But here's the truth: that advice, while common, might actually be hurting you more than helping. You see, your kidneys aren't the enemy of protein. They need it, just not too much, and not the wrong kind. When we remove all sources of good protein, our muscles weaken, our energy fades, and the kidneys themselves struggle to repair their own tissues. It's a quiet, invisible problem that shows up as fatigue, swelling, or those long, restless nights of waking up to use the bathroom again and again. So, if you've been cutting out meat completely, thinking it's the safe choice, this next half hour might change everything you thought you knew about kidney health. Because today, we're going to look at the real science, not the myths, not the old fears. We'll talk about the right kinds of meat: lean, clean, and easy for your body to process. We'll talk about how cooking methods matter just as much as what's on your grocery list. And we'll explore small, practical changes that can lower creatinine, ease the strain on your kidneys, and bring back energy and comfort in your everyday life. By the end of this video, you'll know the 4 best meats for kidney support, the 5 mistakes that silently damage kidney health, and a few simple meal habits you can start tonight. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's uncover the shocking truth about meat and kidney health. Because sometimes, the foods we fear most might just be the ones that help us heal. Let's start with something simple, but often overlooked. What exactly do your kidneys do? And why do they matter so much to your overall health? Most people think of the kidneys as filters. That's true, but they do far more than just drain toxins from your blood. They help balance your body's water and minerals. They regulate blood pressure. They even control how your bones absorb calcium and how your body makes red blood cells. In other words, your kidneys are silent multitaskers working every minute of every day to keep everything else running smoothly. Now, here's the part few people realize. Even in perfectly healthy adults, kidney performance naturally slows down as we age. By the time we reach 60, most of us have already lost around 20% of our kidney efficiency, and that's before any illness. Before diabetes, before high blood pressure, before medication side effects. It's a gradual, invisible decline. You don't feel it happening, but then little signs begin to show. You wake up tired even after a full night's sleep. Your ankles swell after a long day. Your urine looks a little foamy. You find yourself waking 2 or 3 times at night just to use the bathroom. Most people brush those signs off as normal aging. But they're not just getting older. They're your body's quiet way of asking for help. And here's the encouraging part. Kidney decline doesn't have to keep accelerating. Unlike our genetics or our age, diet is something we can control. Every meal, every ingredient, every small adjustment can ease the kidney's workload or make it heavier. Think of your kidneys like 2 loyal workers who've been on the job since you were born. They never complain, never take a day off, and never stop cleaning up the mess your body makes. But after 40, they start to tire a little. If you feed them too much salt, too much processed food, too much sugar, they struggle to keep up. Yet, if you give them the right kind of fuel, lean proteins, balanced portions, moderate sodium, they can keep performing beautifully well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. So yes, by 60, most of us have lost some kidney power. But that doesn't mean it's all downhill. In fact, some studies show that thoughtful dietary choices can actually help preserve or even slightly improve function, especially in the early stages of decline. That's the power of awareness and of making peace with food instead of fearing it. Because once you understand how your kidneys work, you start to see that protecting them isn't about restriction. It's about giving them exactly what they need and taking away the things that exhaust them. And that's where the story of meat, protein, and kidney health truly begins. You've probably heard this phrase before. If you have kidney problems, stay away from meat. It's advice that's been passed around for decades. It sounds logical, doesn't it? After all, protein turns into waste products that the kidneys must filter out. So, more protein must mean more strain, right? Well, not exactly. Like many health myths, this one has a small seed of truth buried inside a big misunderstanding. Yes, it's true that too much protein, especially from processed meats like sausages, bacon, or deli slices, can make your kidneys work harder. These foods are full of salt, preservatives, and phosphorus additives that overload the system. But that's not the whole story. Your body is built on protein. Every muscle fiber, every enzyme, every cell in your immune system relies on it. Even your kidneys themselves are made of protein tissue that needs to be repaired and maintained every single day. So when people completely cut out protein, thinking they're protecting their kidneys, what they're really doing is starving their body of the very material it needs to heal. Without enough protein, muscles shrink, bones weaken, the immune system falters, and ironically, kidney function can decline even faster. The truth is, your kidneys aren't allergic to protein. They simply need the right amount and the right kind. Think of it like this: a car engine doesn't fail because you give it fuel. It fails because you give it the wrong fuel or too much at once. Your kidneys work the same way. When your protein comes from clean, lean sources like skinless chicken, or small fish, lean pork, or beef without excess fat, and when you cook it simply, your kidneys can handle it beautifully. It's the heavy salt, the deep frying, the over-seasoned sauces that cause the real trouble. That's why the secret to kidney-friendly protein isn't elimination, it's moderation, preparation, and balance. Doctors who specialize in nephrology, that's kidney medicine, now recommend most adults with mild kidney concerns to aim for about 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight each day. That means, if you weigh around 150 pounds, your goal is roughly 55 to 70 grams of protein. That's not much, just a palm-sized portion of lean meat, 2 or 3 times a day. Balanced with vegetables, fruit, and a little healthy fat. But what matters most isn't just how much protein you eat. It's where it comes from. Let's be honest. The modern diet is loaded with hidden protein from all the wrong places: fast food burgers, salty deli meats, canned stews, the frozen dinners. These aren't the kind of proteins your kidneys need. They come packed with sodium, phosphorus, and nitrates that make the kidneys work overtime. On the other hand, a piece of home-cooked chicken breast, lightly steamed or stewed, gives your body exactly what it needs: nourishment, without the toxic burden. And here's the beauty of it: when you strike that balance, you don't just protect your kidneys, you support your heart, your metabolism, your energy, and your overall longevity. So, instead of fearing protein, think of it as a friend, one that needs a little respect and moderation. It's not about eating more meat or cutting it out completely. It's about learning how to choose the right portion, prepare it gently, and pair it with foods that keep your body in balance. Because the truth about protein and kidney health isn't about restriction, it's about wisdom. It's about knowing that the same food that can harm in excess can heal in the right amount. And once you understand that, you can finally stop fearing your plate and start using it as your most powerful medicine. Now that we understand protein isn't the enemy, let's get specific. Let's talk about the 4 kinds of meat that can actually help your kidneys heal, not by magic, but by giving your body exactly what it needs in the right way. Think of these foods not as restrictions, but as gentle allies, simple, nourishing, and kind to your system. And the first one might already be sitting in your fridge. Skinless chicken breast. Chicken has long been considered one of the most balanced sources of protein. And for good reason. It's low in fat, easy to digest, and rich in essential amino acids, the building blocks your body uses to repair muscle and organ tissue. But not all chicken is created equal. The secret lies in the preparation. When you remove the skin and trim away the excess fat, you strip away most of the phosphorus and saturated fat that make meat harder for your kidneys to process. Then, instead of frying or grilling it with heavy marinades, try boiling or steaming. Simple. Clean cooking keeps the nutrients while sparing your kidneys from extra sodium and grease. When you trim the skin and go light on salt, chicken becomes a gentle protein source your kidneys love. It's the kind of meal that leaves you satisfied but never sluggish. Fueled yet light. For many older adults, one small serving about the size of your palm is enough to give steady energy throughout the day. Pair it with a side of steamed vegetables and a bit of rice or quinoa, and you've got a kidney-friendly meal that tastes comforting. Not clinical, and perhaps most importantly, it reminds you that healthy food doesn't have to feel like punishment. Small fish sardines. Anchovies. Trout. Our second food might surprise you. It's fish, but not just any fish. Small fish, like sardines, anchovies, or trout, are some of the most powerful allies your kidneys can have. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, the same healthy fats that protect your heart, reduce inflammation, and improve circulation through those tiny, delicate kidney vessels. Think of omega-3 seconds as tiny firefighters, quietly moving through your bloodstream, putting out the sparks of inflammation that can damage kidney cells. They don't just protect your kidneys, they also keep your heart strong, your joints flexible, and your mind sharp. But again, how you prepare fish makes all the difference. When you fry fish in oil or cover it in salty sauce, you lose almost all of its benefit. Instead, cook it gently, steam it, poach it with ginger, or bake it in parchment with a drizzle of olive oil and a squeeze of lemon. That's it. No heavy seasoning. No bottled marinades. No salt overload. Just simple, natural flavor that your body knows how to use. And if you're worried about bones or strong flavor, try smaller portions, maybe once or twice a week. Your kidneys will thank you. And you might be amazed by how much lighter and clearer you feel afterward. Lean pork loin. Next. Let's talk about pork meat. Many people assume they should never touch if they have kidney issues. But here's the truth. Not all pork is bad. Cured pork like bacon, ham, or sausage is full of salt and preservatives that are indeed tough on your kidneys. However, lean pork loin, when prepared correctly, can actually be a healthy, moderate source of protein. It's naturally lower in sodium than processed pork, and it's rich in B vitamins that support nerve function and energy metabolism, both of which tend to weaken with age. The key is portion and preparation. 2.5 to 3 ounces per meal, about the size of 2 fingers together, is plenty. Boil it once. Pour out the water to remove excess sodium. Then boil or stew it again with vegetables. This simple double boil technique is used in many traditional diets to reduce salt and fat without losing flavor. A simple boiled pork loin with vegetables can give you energy without overwhelming your kidneys. It's nourishing, grounding, and satisfying without that heavy, greasy feeling we often associate with pork dishes. Many older adults find that including a little pork once or twice a week keeps their appetite strong and their energy more stable, especially when red meat feels too heavy and chicken gets repetitive. So, if you've been avoiding pork entirely, consider giving the humble loin a chance. When treated with care, it's not a danger, it's a useful, moderate friend. Lean beef. And finally beef. For years, beef has been painted as the villain in many health discussions. But, like the others, the truth depends on what kind and how much. Lean beef cuts like sirloin. All-round steak can be an excellent source of iron, zinc, and vitamin B12. These nutrients are vital for keeping red blood cells healthy, supporting the immune system, and preventing the fatigue that so many older adults mistake for just aging. The trick is moderation. You don't need a steak the size of your plate, just a few ounces, roughly the size of your palm. Grilled lightly or stewed in a low-salt broth. Avoid the creamy sauces, the gravies, the marinades that drown the meat in sugar and sodium. When you keep it simple, beef can be strengthening instead of stressful for your kidneys. You don't have to give up beef. Just choose lean cuts, small portions, and skip the heavy sauces. In moderation, it helps maintain muscle mass, supports healing, and gives that sense of satisfaction many people miss when they switch to overly restrictive diets. The bigger picture. Now, you might be thinking 4 meats, 4 different rules. It sounds complicated, but it's not. In fact, it all comes down to 3 simple ideas. Choose lean, cook clean, eat light. Each of these meats, chicken, fish, pork, and beef, can fit beautifully into a kidney-friendly lifestyle if you focus on moderation, gentle cooking, and low-sodium flavoring. Remember, your goal isn't to starve your body, it's to nourish it wisely. Food isn't just fuel, it's communication. Every bite tells your body something. And when you choose clean, balanced protein, your body hears the message loud and clear. I'm taking care of you. So next time someone tells you, you shouldn't eat meat if you have kidney problems, you can smile and say, actually, it depends on how you eat it. Because the truth is, you don't have to give up the foods you love, you just have to learn to make peace with them. And when you do, you'll find that the right food, in the right amount, becomes not your enemy, but your medicine. By now, you know that eating the right kind of meat can support your kidneys. But just as important as what you eat is what you avoid. Because even the best intentions can sometimes lead us in the wrong direction. I've met so many good people who genuinely care about their health, who end up making choices that quietly do more harm than good. And it's not because they don't care. It's because kidney health can be confusing. The internet is full of mixed advice, miracle cures, and myths passed from one friend to another. So, let's clear the air together. Here are 5 common mistakes people make when trying to protect their kidneys and how to avoid them. Cutting out all protein. This is the first and most damaging mistake. Many people think, if protein makes my kidneys work harder, I'll just cut it out completely. But what happens then? The body starts to pull protein from your muscles and tissues instead. You feel weak. You lose energy. Your immune system slows down. And instead of helping your kidneys, you end up making them less resilient. Your kidneys need protein, just not too much. And not from the wrong sources. Think of it like tuning an instrument. You don't cut the strings to protect it, you adjust them until they're just right. Eating too much fruit. It sounds almost impossible to believe. Right. How could fruit, nature's healthiest snack, ever be a problem? But when your kidneys aren't filtering properly, too much potassium can build up in your blood. And many fruits, especially bananas, Oranges, mangoes, and even avocados are packed with potassium. For most healthy people, that's a good thing. But for those with kidney concerns, it can overwhelm the body's delicate balance. Too much potassium can cause muscle cramps, fatigue, or even dangerous heart rhythm issues. You don't have to give up fruit completely, just choose wisely. Apples, berries, grapes, and pineapples are lower in potassium and still give you vitamins and antioxidants without the extra strain. So the next time someone says, eat all the fruit you want, it's natural. Remember, natural doesn't always mean safe for everyone. Son, drinking too much water. Here's another surprising one. We've all heard that water flushes out toxins. And yes, staying hydrated is important. But when your kidneys are struggling, too much water can actually be dangerous. Your body can only handle so much fluid at once. When you drink beyond what your kidneys can filter, water builds up in your bloodstream. That can cause swelling, shortness of breath, and, in severe cases, heart strain. Hydration should be steady and balanced, small sips throughout the day, not large amounts all at once. Your doctor can help you decide the right daily amount for your body and stage of kidney function. So yes, water is life, but balance is survival. 4. Trusting kidney detox supplements. This one breaks my heart. Because it preys on hope. There are countless products out there claiming to cleanse, flush, or detox your kidneys. They promise quick fixes, overnight results, and miracle transformations. But the truth is, many of these so-called detox supplements can actually damage your kidneys and your liver. They often contain unregulated herbs, hidden chemicals, or high doses of minerals that the kidneys can't handle. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. The real detox your kidneys need isn't a pill or a powder. It's clean food, moderate salt, gentle hydration, and rest. Your kidneys already know how to cleanse. They just need you to stop overloading them. Eating too much salt and processed food. This last one might be the biggest culprit of all. Salt hides everywhere in canned soups, sauces, bread, snacks, even foods that don't taste salty. Over time, all that sodium raises blood pressure, damages blood vessels, and puts your kidneys under relentless stress. High blood pressure is actually the #1 cause of kidney failure in older adults, not protein, not sugar, not even medicine. And the scary part is, you don't always feel it happening. But here's the good news: you can fix it. Simply reducing salt by cooking at home, skipping the seasoning packets, and flavoring your food with herbs, garlic, and lemon can make a huge difference within weeks. You'll notice less swelling, more stable energy, and, most importantly, lower strain on your kidneys. Good intentions aren't enough. Even healthy foods can backfire when your kidneys are sensitive. But awareness changes everything. When you know what to look for, you stop making random sacrifices and start making smart, compassionate choices. You stop fearing your plate, and instead, you start listening to your body. And the moment you begin doing that, real healing can finally start to happen. At this point, we've uncovered the myths, the truths, and the traps. Now it's time to bring it all together into something simple, memorable, and practical. Because protecting your kidneys doesn't mean counting every bite or living on plain lettuce and boiled rice. It simply means following a few golden rules: quiet, consistent habits that keep your body strong without overworking those two little filters inside you. Let's start with the first one. Rule number 1. Choose lean meat only. That means trimming away the fat, removing the skin, and skipping the organs. Fat and skin may add flavor, but they also add phosphorus, saturated fat, and salt, 3 things your kidneys already struggle to manage. When you go lean, your body gets the protein it needs without the baggage that makes filtering harder. Think of it as feeding your strength, not your cravings. Rule number 2, aim for balance about 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight. That's roughly 55 to 70 grams for most adults. Not too little, not too much. Just enough to repair muscle, keep up energy, and support healthy kidney tissue. It's the sweet spot, the quiet middle ground, where nourishment meets protection. And here's a secret: you don't have to measure everything perfectly. Just remember the palm rule. 1 palm-sized portion of lean meat, 2 or 3 times a day, is usually enough. Rule number 3, cook gently. Boil, steam, or stew with minimal salt. These methods keep the nutrients and remove the stress. When you cook this way, your food tastes lighter, your digestion improves, and your body feels calmer after meals. If you're worried about flavor, use herbs, garlic, onion, lemon, or a drizzle of olive oil. Your taste buds will adjust faster than you think. And before long, you'll start craving the clean taste of real food again. And finally, beyond the rules, think about balance. Pair your protein with vegetables and whole grains. Half your plate should be plants' colorful greens, carrots, squash, or anything fresh and seasonal. These foods add fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants that take pressure off the kidneys while keeping you full and satisfied. If you need a simple way to remember it, picture your plate as a partnership: half vegetables, a quarter whole grains, a quarter lean protein, and love yourself enough to keep the salt shaker away. Because kidney health isn't about giving up. It's about adjusting. You can still enjoy real food. You can still stay strong. And you can still protect your kidneys one mindful meal at a time. Every choice you make at the table is a quiet message to your body that says, I'm listening, I care, and I'm not giving up on you. Sometimes, the biggest changes in our health don't come from pills or hospital visits. They come from the quiet decisions we make in our kitchens. Let me share a story. A woman named Margaret, one of our viewers, wrote to us a few months ago. She's 72, cheerful, active, and still tending her garden every morning. But last year, she began to notice something was off. Her legs felt heavy at night. Energy dipped after lunch. And during her checkup, her doctor mentioned her kidneys were tired. Her creatinine level had started to climb, like many people. Margaret panicked. She stopped eating meat completely. She tried fruit smoothies, detox teas, and even a supplement she'd seen online. But nothing made her feel better. In fact, she began to feel weaker. Her weight dropped, and her energy faded even more. Then, after watching one of our earlier videos, she decided to take a gentler approach, not extreme, not restrictive, just balanced. She replaced her fried meats with steamed chicken and poached fish. She swapped the salty sauces for fresh herbs, garlic, and lemon. She measured her water intake instead of drinking until she felt bloated. And she made one rule for herself: no stress around food, just kindness and consistency. After a few months, something changed. The swelling in her ankles eased. Her sleep improved. And when she returned for her next lab test, her creatinine had dropped, not dramatically, but enough to show progress. Her doctor smiled and said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." Margaret told us, "I realized I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be patient." That's the power of small changes. They don't demand perfection, just persistence. They don't take away your joy, they restore it. And they remind you that even in your 70s, 80s, or beyond, your body can still respond, still adapt, still heal when you treat it with care. And that brings us to the heart of this journey, the takeaway. In these 30 minutes, we've learned a lot together. 4 meats that can help your kidneys heal: chicken, small fish, lean pork, and lean beef. 5 mistakes to avoid cutting all protein: eating too much fruit, overhydrating, trusting detox products, and eating too much salt. And 3 golden rules: lean meat only, the right portion of protein, and gentle cooking with minimal salt. That's the roadmap. But the real message is simpler. Kidney health isn't about restriction. It's about smarter choices. It's about making peace with food instead of fearing it. Because the truth is, your kidneys don't need punishment. They need partnership. So if you're watching this and thinking, I've already made too many mistakes, please don't lose hope. Every meal is a new beginning. Every bite is a chance to help your body recover. And every small, steady change brings you closer to balance. You don't need to give up the foods you love. You just need to learn how to love them differently. Lighter, simpler, kinder. So as we close today, I want you to remember this: you're not powerless. You're not broken. Your body is still listening, and it's never too late to listen back. If you found this video helpful, click like and subscribe so you won't miss our next one. A 7-day kidney-friendly meal plan with easy, home-style recipes you can start right away. And above all, take care of your body. It's the only home you truly live in. Thank you for being here, for learning, for caring, and for giving yourself the gift of awareness. Until next time, stay kind to yourself, stay hopeful, and remember, healing doesn't happen overnight. It happens every day, one gentle choice at a time. This video is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before making any dietary changes.